everyone, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I wanted to just do a bit of a catch up, show you some recently completed pages and things that I've been working on, and just tell you a bit about really where I've been and what I'm planning on doing as far as my channel goes moving forward. I really appreciate you guys bearing with me. I know it's been a couple of months since I uploaded my last video and I did predict that this would happen and life did just get in the way. For those of you who haven't been around for a while, I've just finished my first term at Oxford studying music. And the 8-week terms, they are not kidding when they say that it is full on. It really is. For me to be able to find time to upload the flip through that I did, yeah, it was quite tricky, not to film it, but to do the uploading. And I just really did struggle a lot in the first term, just knowing when to take a break and when I should be doing work. And I barely coloured at all. So the first 6 weeks I essentially didn't colour, and I was having a fab time, and you know, I was doing something nearly every night. So I think from that point of view I was clearly having a good enough time that I didn't have the opportunity to be in my room on my own a lot of the time. And I do really enjoy my own company, but sometimes a couple of times I did just crave that time to be like, have a bit of a breather and just relax a little bit. So I did find in those last couple of weeks just an opportunity every now and then to colour for a little bit. Sorry, I have to excuse me, I'm still not completely better. I did mention in my flip through that I was ill, and I essentially was ill for the whole term, having a cough and cold, and it just didn't subside at all. But I got through it. I had the most amazing time, and I just think next term I will now know, you know, I'll know better how to manage my time and carve out those bits of time each day to just do something for me, even if it is just 10-15 minutes in the morning or at the end of the day, or even in the middle of the day. It doesn't really matter when, but just a small amount of time, because I did really miss that at the beginning. But as I said, I was just having such an amazing time. I've met so many wonderful people. I'm really enjoying my course. It is intense, but in the best way, and I know that it's the right place for me, and I'm just enjoying it. I really didn't want to leave, and then I was packing everything up in that last week to take everything back home, and I just thought, yeah, let's just get home now, because all of the things that felt homely in my room I'd taken down, you know, and it didn't feel like my room. So it was really nice to be able to yeah, just be back home and for a change of scenery really. But I can't wait to go back. So I thought what I would do, as I said, is show some of the recently completed pages I have done. This book has been my absolute saviour. It's like Joanna made this for me. I just cannot, it's the perfect book. It's the book that I have been wanting for such a long time. I love smaller books as it is. You may know that I'm a big fan of Rita Berman's books because they are a smaller size, and this is by far my most favourite book since Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, by a long shot. Like, this is perfect. And I was just craving something that had these little elements in, and something that wasn't going to be too overwhelming, and this is just perfect. So I made the mistake of taking too much colouring stuff with me when I was at uni, and I didn't get around to any of it apart from working in this book. And I bought this book during my term. This was my birthday present to myself because it was 2 days before my birthday. So I took about 5 books with me, including Layla Dooley's Beautiful Planet, which we'll get onto in a second. And yeah, just didn't get around to them. So I think next term, action plan is take this and maybe 2 more books, and leave it at that, because I'm definitely going to be working in this quite a lot. Now, the page that I worked on when I was at uni, so this is over a period of 2 weeks, so you can probably imagine, based on me completing this picture, how little time I've actually had. So this was the picture that I completed over a 2-week period. So I was just doing a little bit every day, and ordinarily this would not take me very long at all, but I was just using spare moments that I had to be able to to be able to colour this. Now that's not to say I didn't have free time. What I mean by that is this is time that I had just to myself in my room, and you know, just taking that bit of time that I needed. I had plenty of other free time in terms of socialising with people, and you know, having that time, but that's sort of separate to me, of course. But yeah, these were just those little moments throughout the day where I just needed 10 minutes, and I loved doing this one. I picked a palette that I was really comfortable with. I love doing my pink and green, and I decided to do it inverted. And I have been using polychromos in this book a lot, so I don't have the full set of polychromos. I think I have about 70, and that's me building up the set over many years. I originally bought the 24 set, and then I bought another 24 open stock about 5 years ago, and then I've just slowly built the set up. I would love to have the full set one day. I've got so many that are tiny and some that are really, really long, and it doesn't feel like a cohesive set at the moment, but I love using them, and they work really well on this paper, and it's nice to actually be using them again, because I feel like these are the perfect pencils for this paper. They work really well, and I have struggled in the past finding papers that work well with them or work with my style. So I've been using those and fine liners. I've also been using my Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils. So what I've done is, because it's a 100 set, I've put them in this case and just bundled them up. And this has worked really well, because it means that storage-wise, it hardly takes up any space. And that's what I'm definitely going to do when I take them to uni again. So I'm just keeping them in there for now. But this is the set. And again, because they're by Faber-Castell, the colours are beautiful. There are many more muted tones in this set than the polychromos. So they work really well together, because there are some very unusual colours that you would never find in the polychromos. So they balance each other out quite well. I would say this set lacks dark, intense colours, which the polychromos do have, especially in terms of the dark greens. The polys are fab for that. So yeah, I think they work really well as a paired set. So yeah, that was what I completed in 2 weeks, basically. Actually, I think it might have been a little bit longer than that. Maybe even 3, but that was the first page that I've done in here, and I haven't been keeping a record of any of this in my journal, purely because I just haven't really had the time. But if I do have a moment, I will try and write down some of these colour combinations for those of you that are interested, when I eventually at some point get around to doing another colour combinations video. And lots of them that I used here similar to some that I did on this picture. Now this was one that I did when I got back home. So I've been home for almost 2 weeks now, and I did this over maybe a week period. So I haven't had much time to do much uni work at the moment, because I've been doing quite a lot of work, you know, earning money for next term, and I'm saving to do some travelling in the summer. So I still didn't have too much time, but I had so much more time in comparison to what I had at uni to be able to do this. And I'm really glad that I have, because this is my Christmas picture really for this year. I doubt I'm going to be able to do another picture. So this is my winter Christmas picture. I know it may not seem like it, but what I did was I added these little bokeh, I tried to make them look like snow in the background, and of course it's a robin, so very wintry for me, and I tried to go for the red and dark purple sort of colours to try and make it seem like poinsettia, even though they're not. And yeah, I just really enjoyed doing it, and again I love this colour palette of the primarily red and green, really like that. But yeah, I could have done the wreath, the Christmas, the winter wreath, and I still might do it in January or February if I get a chance. But what I wanted was something that didn't quite take up the whole page like this one did. I think in hindsight it probably would have taken me less time to do this one, but at the time I was wanting to colour an element, and I started off with the robin, and it wasn't as overwhelming just doing the robin. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one. So again, this was basically polychromos and a couple of the Black Edition pencils, but mostly polychromos and a few fine liners. So yeah, this was a really fun one. So I completed that last week, and I think I might do these in February if I get a chance, to complement that. I think that will work well. And then the one that I'm working on now is not a Christmassy picture at all. It's just a random one that I came across that I really wanted to start doing. It's this one, and I just started it yesterday or the day before. Well, I was mulling over what I was actually going to do because I wanted to add some bubbles in and I wasn't sure how I would go about it. But I'm using the Black Edition pencils mostly and a couple of polychromos. But this is one of my favourite colour palettes for fish. I remember seeing, was it a tang fish? A pink, a purple and green one. And I've done it since I've seen that photo. I've used it so much in my colouring, and my idea for this is to do the purple and green but invert it. So I'm going to have darker purple flowers on this one and then lighter purple flowers and a darker body, and then and do these ones the same. So it's just a really fun, simple one. There are only 3 fish. I'm doing a nod to a background, not a full background by any means, adding these in, but I didn't want to do a bordered background and colour the whole thing blue, so I just knew that would take a while. And yeah, I'm happy with just leaving it as it is, I think. So I'm hoping that I can get this one done at some point over the holidays. It will be kind of odd colouring fish over Christmas, but yeah, it's absolutely fine, fine by me. And this one, when I eventually get to it at some point, all the fish will probably be pink and why do I keep saying pink? Purple and green as well to complement it. But yeah, that's all I've done so far. So I'm slowly working through it, and this is just the perfect book. And I think what's nice about it is because I didn't get Rims of Wonder. I have Worlds of Wonder, but I haven't coloured in it a lot. It really has just taken my favourite bits of her previous books and put it into one book. The dragons, very reminiscent of Ivy and the Butterfly. I love that. This really does remind me of the magical, whimsical pages from that book. And it's lovely having just smaller things to colour and things that I can really take my time over. And the size is perfect. I really, really hope that she does do another book like this in future, because out of all my books, my square books are not my favourite ones to colour in because they are just very large. Even something like Beautiful Planet, yes, it's a huge book, but I prefer the books that have more of an A4 sized feel to them than a square book for some reason. And yeah, this is just, I couldn't have asked for a better book to come at. It came at such a good time, halfway through my term, and I'd been anticipating it for so long, and I just knew as soon as she announced it that it was the perfect year for her to have done this book. With all these changes going on in my life, it was perfect. So yeah, thank you so much, Joanna, and yeah, I'd love another Small Victories book in the future. That's amazing. So there's nothing new to show in Beautiful Planet, but I did just want to say that I have not forgotten about it, and I will be coming back to this page eventually. I don't know if I will get round to any of it in the holidays, but what I would really like to do is take this one back with me to uni and hope that I can do a bit here and there, because I just don't want this to be a page that I've now started and I don't finish, because I love how it's turning out. I love working in this book. Those of you that were with me on that live stream before I went away and have seen these other 2 pages that I've done in the past, I really love it. And it has fast become one of my favourite books, and I don't want the details to prevent me from working in it. Otherwise, it will get to the summer. It will have been 10 months and I won't have worked in it, which is crazy. And I know I really do have to keep in mind that now I'm so busy, there are going to be books that I'm inevitably not going to come back to for such a long time, and they're just going to be sitting there and not being worked in. But this is one of my favourite books and I don't want to not work in it. So hopefully this will be one that I take. And I've kept all the colour combinations here, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to replicate what I've coloured. I think it should be okay. I'm hoping. But yeah, the only thing that's going to be kind of tricky is I need to make sure that I've got all of the colours still in my other pencil case, because I bundled them up and kept them separate, but I needed some of the fine liners for my other colouring. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to coming back to this one. I know I did say ages ago, I think this was September, that I wanted to do the squirrel. That definitely didn't happen, and now that I haven't done it in the autumn season, I definitely won't be getting to it. But if I get the urge and if I have the time to start something else or continue with this. Most likely that's what I will be doing, but I love it. And things like this I really appreciate now, you know, these small victory pages. So we will see. I'd love to continue working this. So that's that one. And then there were just a couple of books that I wanted to share that I was sad that I didn't get around to, but maybe it's just a couple of ideas if you're still planning on doing some winter Christmas colouring over the next period of time. So this beautiful book, Rarity Behrman, I unfortunately didn't get around to it whilst I was at uni, and I knew that was the case, and I did warn Rita and I said, I'm really sorry I won't be able to get around to it. But what I'm planning with this is hopefully doing something in the new year. And I had a couple that I picked out that I love, and I think one of them was this one, which wouldn't be too busy, and I really do love this one. I think that could be a good option. I have a feeling there was a sort of small victories page in here. Oh, I did love this flamingo. That was one that was definitely up there for me, but it might be a bit too complex for me. We'll have to see. But I think the one that I was leaning towards was either this one as a small victories page or this one. And if it for my first page, I wouldn't normally go for a page like this that's not a scene, because I do tend to do a scene page as my first big page in one of her books, like I did the koi fish in her Asian book. So this one would be probably the one that I'd lean towards, but I'm going to have another look through it and see, because there are so many gorgeous ones. And the same applies though to the Flower Yearbook. I don't want to start the Flower Year, what am I on about? Beautiful Planet. I don't want to start a page now in the holidays and not get it finished, and then find it hard to keep track of the colours and stuff like that. So yeah, we will see. It might have to be one that I take with me and work on it at uni as and when I can. But I think I would probably lean towards doing this one in that case. I don't think that would take me too long to do, and then I can transfer over the colours as and when I have time. But it's such a stunning book, and I'm just really gutted that I haven't been able to get around to it sooner. So that's that one. And then there were a couple more. We had the Wild Mouse Yuri book. Now I did take this with me, didn't manage to work in it. I was hoping to do one of the winter pages or the Halloween page, and I didn't get around to either. But it's either going to be that one or this one. Now what I'm really excited about is Mikiko Onotome is coming out with a new book, a wreath book, and I think that's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it might even trump this book potentially from what I've seen so far. Wreaths are just my thing. I really love doing them, and the nice thing about some of the ones that I've seen is that lots of the elements are the same throughout the whole wreath. So once I've got a colour in mind for a flower, it will repeat. And I think rather than worrying about doing some of these busy scenes with all of the colours, hopefully they'll be a bit more approachable. I know we do have lots of these with smaller elements, but for some reason when I saw that book I was just like, oh, that's going to be amazing. And I do really love this book. This is one of my favourites as well, but I haven't got around to it for such a long time. It was this time last year that I did this one, pretty much. So yeah, if you haven't seen on Mikiko's Instagram, definitely go over, and you can get it from Amazon Japan, and there are some preview images. I will definitely be getting it. It's coming out on the 21st of December. And yeah, it's a really good value on Amazon Japan, so I'm very much looking forward to getting that. That will be my Christmas present to myself. But yeah, that's that. And then we also have a few others which I didn't get around to. I didn't take either of these, but I was hoping to either do something in my Winter Spazia Gang or the Flower Year, and I don't think either of those will happen, but there are some great winter ones in here in the December section, and even some that have a sort of a nod to winter with the snowdrops and things in the January section. So there are definitely potential pages that could be done as winter pages if you wanted to. But yeah, that's one that I'm sad that I didn't get around to, but I think I would want to prioritise the double spread that I've started in Beautiful Planet. And then we have my Winter Spazzy Gang. So there are some pages that are quite simple in here in comparison to some others. So they could be a good choice. I might take this one with me. We'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself because I know now we're talking more than more than 3 books. But yeah, it is a great book. I love it. And I thought I'd done 2 in here. Yeah, I have. No. I've done that double spread. This one, which I completed at the beginning of this year, I have a feeling. I will be doing a roundup of all of my pages, which isn't going to be very long this year, but I think I still managed to get 20 pages or something done across the entire year, which is kind of good for me, considering I had October off, basically the whole of November. My interrailing month was off, that was July, so yeah, and I had my A-levels and started uni, so I think all in all, I've done pretty well to be able to still keep up colouring to some degree throughout the year. So yeah, that's those. And then what I wanted to do was just share a couple of things that I did buy. Now I really didn't buy much for myself at all when I was at uni. I bought a couple of things because of a gift voucher that Tom, my brother, gave me, and literally one other thing. I actually had to, most of my money went on food and replacing things and just, you know, living and making sure that I was using the maintenance money for what it's for, and all that, and socialising and having fun. So all I bought for myself was small victories for my birthday, and then something from this gorgeous Scriptum shop. So Tom got me a voucher, so I'll show you what I bought with that voucher in a second. But I had bought these for myself, I think it was about halfway through term, and I just really needed a little pick-me-up. And these are book, what are they called? Like book plates, where you can write your name on them if you want to. Now, I'm not sure if I will necessarily use them as book plates. I might use them as stickers or labels, but I just thought they were so beautiful and I couldn't not get them. They're so lovely. So I did get those. And then with the voucher, Tom bought the voucher, and then he also bought this lovely pouch from them. So this is one of the most beautiful stationery shops you will ever go to. If you are in Oxford, go to Scriptum. It's so close to my college, Trinity, as well. Yeah, it's amazing. So the vouchers came in this lovely pouch, which I will definitely be putting things in. And yeah, I just love it. So thank you so much, Tom. Okay, so then with my voucher from Tom, I got a couple of things that I wanted to show you. So I bought this little pouch as well to go with the bigger one, and I thought this would be fab for just some small bits for me to take back to uni. I think that's really cute. I also got, so they have all of the Florence papers that I found in Florence. I guess I shouldn't really call them Florence papers because they're not, but all the Italian papers. Now what I'm really excited by is that this little notebook, the ones that I saw in Florence didn't have the pattern on the paper on the inside. It was literally just blank paper. So the only thing with the Italian paper on was the front cover. So I felt like I was being a little bit cheated there, given that the prices are quite high. But I was so excited when I found out that this one had the pattern on all of the pages. And this would be great just, you know, if I'm writing a little note for somebody or to do a main letter and things like that. So I absolutely love that. And that's one of my favourite patterns as well. I've got some paper in that design. I also bought these Christmas tags. Now, I'm not sure if I can even really bear to use them because they're so beautiful, but they do have a little hole in the top, so you can make it a tag if you want. But I got 6 in this pack, and yeah, they're just absolutely beautiful, and they remind me a lot of the Christmas card that I've got for my parents from Prague. They did have some of the cards actually by the Bohemia Paper company in Scriptum, and I did see the card that I've got for my parents, which I'm really glad that they haven't found out what the pattern is for that one, because I really love it. But yeah, they're beautiful. And then the other thing that I got was a little Christmas decoration, this lovely penguin. Now I'm not actually sure, it feels like it's made out of wood, but at the same time it's really heavy, and it's just been carved so beautifully. and I loved it. I knew immediately that I would have to get it. And when I left at the end of term, I actually went back Christmas shopping with my mum a couple of days later, because I didn't really have an opportunity whilst I was actually at Oxford to do much shopping. So yeah, I actually went back and got the other decoration, which was this fox. So I've got them on my tree, and I love both of them. And there were a couple more, but these ones were the nicest ones in my opinion, and they're just really pretty, and I will keep those forever. Absolutely love them. So yeah, thank you, Tom, because I really loved using the voucher, and it really lifted me when I went after my birthday to go into Scriptum. It was lovely. So the only other things that I bought, which I thought I would share with you, are things that I bought when I went into London. So I did take a trip a few days ago to see a couple of my friends. One of them lives in London and one lives in Exeter, but he had travelled to see some family. So we all met up. It was really nice. It had only been a week and a half since I'd last seen them, but I was just really missing them. And yeah, it was great to see them. So before that, I went to the London Graphic Centre, the design centre, which is the most wonderful art shop. And they have been broadening their Japanese stationery, and they had these which I hadn't seen before. They had a whole wall of new stuff that I had never seen. And this is by the company Midori. Now I believe this is a Japanese company, forgive me if it's not, but this is a set of cards and envelopes. You get 2 of each, and also some stickers. The cards in the back here all fit the different envelopes, and they are just plain. But yeah, I thought they were lovely, and I had seen ones that were similar to this in Paris with my mum, but they were ridiculously expensive. You know, we're talking 18, 19 euros, and I saw these and they were £7, and you get 8 as well, which is amazing, because some of the ones that I'd seen in London Graphic, you were paying the same price for 3, and I thought these ones were really lovely, and I love that you get a different sized ones as well. So yeah, I was really pleased to get those. And then the other thing, now if you're near Covent Garden, near Seven Dials, I know Seven Dials technically isn't in the Covent Garden, but around that area, there's this beautiful shop called Choosing Keeping, and I don't actually know how long it's been open for. We've only just discovered it, but I went in because I had seen some photos of it online, and I just thought it looked such a beautiful shop, and it was. They had so much Cambridge imprint stuff, lots of the Japanese papers actually, and the Italian papers. Anyway, they wrapped what I bought in this lovely vellum envelope, or it feels like vellum, it might not be. I'm really trying not to rip this sticker, but I have already put aside the thing that I bought for my mum, so I couldn't show her what I bought because I bought her the same thing for her, one of her stocking fillers. So I bought her these these labels, and what they've done is they've done these all handmade. So they've made the labels, they've actually printed on here 10 labels with stamps, and then sealed it with one of their stickers. So I've got those to put aside. But yeah, I bought these for myself and for her because I just thought they were absolutely lovely. And I also got a little Japanese screen print postcard, Christmas one, which we've got up in the sitting room, and it's Father Christmas on his sleigh going over some snowy houses, and it's beautiful. So yeah, we're enjoying that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much, they're just the little things that I've sort of picked up over this term. I'm sure there are a few things here and there that I've forgotten, but they're not stationery related. If I'm honest, I really didn't get that much at all. I was being trying to be very sensible with what I was buying. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to share in this first video. I'm really hoping that I can get a few more up whilst I'm around and back at home, and maybe a few that I can get ready for the new year whilst I'm going to be at uni for my second term, so that I don't have to worry about filming during term time. But what you can definitely be expecting is my roundup of all my completed pages, which will be out on New Year's Day. That's what I tend to do, and it probably won't be a 2-parter. It will all be in one video, I think. It'll still be probably quite a long video though if it's one part. And then what I would like to do is just roundup really of some books that I'd like to focus on, not necessarily ones that I will like to complete. I know that tag usually goes around, doesn't it, of the top 10 completed pages, top 10 books to complete in the next year. That's obviously not going to happen for me, but just maybe a few books to focus on would be fun. And maybe my top 5 completed pages. I think 10 would be pushing it, because that would pretty much be my like half of my completed pages for this year. But maybe just my favourites roundup, that would be quite nice to do, I think. But yeah, any sort of suggestions that you have would be greatly appreciated, and I will try and take them on board. I really wanted to do some filming of Oxford, but everything was just so hectic at the beginning of term that I didn't really have time to. But I will try my best in second term to actually get a little bit of footage of just me walking around. And yeah, it's such a beautiful city. And yeah, that's everything for now. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you bearing with me. And I know it's been a very long time since I've uploaded a video, but I've really missed it, and it's been great to sit back down and chat with you. I hope that I'll manage to do a couple of live streams as well. That would be really nice, because I'm still here for, oh gosh, a good 3.5 weeks before I go back now. We've had a really lovely long five and a bit week break, so, well, we will have done by the time I go back. So yeah, that would be really lovely actually. Maybe I can work on the Lady Dooley picture again. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.